phenomenon of puberty. Okay, so let us see how the study on pubertal changes have come out. Okay, see, first of all, it was Aristotle. I know you have heard about Aristotle, yes or no? Yes. You have heard his name, okay? So Aristotle, what he said, that a person or a child, okay, he or she reaches the puberty when a boy, especially when he doubles 7 years. That means 14 years in case of boys, okay? So there are changes in the primary and secondary sexual characteristics, okay? Then especially the voice, okay? The voice of the boy changes, okay? So it becomes hard because it is what they used to say, that the girl, when she has the first menstrual flow, okay, that is the first menstruation, okay? So it was said that time the girl reaches puberty, okay? So, and along with the pubertal changes, okay, there are changes in the attitudes, the behavior of the child changes, okay? And what they said that, okay, that the child, okay, at this period, an adolescent, okay, he or she undergoes a negative phase. Because why they undergo this negative phase? Because along with the changes in the body, okay, they have to make so much adjustment. Okay, they have to make so much adjustment, especially those individuals who are rapid maturers. Okay, who are rapid maturers, okay, they find they find difficulty in making adjustment. Because why they find difficult? Because there are changes in the attitudes, the behavior, okay? So it is being said that the adolescent at that period undergoes a negative phase. Negative phase, what they say, what I mean to say that an adolescent undergoes the changes, okay, of attitude, behavior, etc., okay, and they have to they have to make so many adjustment, okay? And Buhler, Buhler, what he noted, what he said, that the adolescent at that time undergoes, he or she feels very insecure. Okay, they feel insecure at this period, okay? So now, if we see now, as we have said that, now, when does the changes takes place? Okay, the changes, okay, the changes in the body, okay, it takes place throughout the lifespan, okay, but it is more rapid, okay, throughout the adolescent years. What happens? The changes takes place. But when does the majority changes takes place? Do you have any idea? We say that during the whole adolescent period there are changes in the body pattern, okay, there are changes in the body pattern, okay, throughout the adolescent years, but the majority of the changes comes in the late end of childhood period and beginning of adolescence period. Okay, though we say that the changes takes place throughout the adolescent years, okay, but the majority of the changes takes place when? During the end of childhood and beginning of adolescence, okay. And as we say, this word puberty comes from which word? Latin word? Pubertas, yes. And what does it mean? Age of manhood, okay. So now, along with this, say suppose, okay, now let us go to the characteristics of puberty, okay. So what were the characteristics of puberty? Kiki asile? Yes, it is an overlapping period. Then secondly, it is a short period, okay. Then time of rapid growth and change, negative phase, then it occurs at a variable period. So what do we mean by overlapping period? Why do we say that puberty is an overlapping period? Yes, because it overlaps the late childhood and early adolescence period, okay. So there is an overlapping, okay. So one of the characteristic is what? That puberty is an overlapping period, okay. Then secondly, we say that it is a short period. Okay, there are two periods during the lifespan which is the shortest, okay, and puberty is one of them. Okay, puberty is one of them, and though it is being said as a short period, but puberty is divided into how many periods? How many stages? Three stages. Okay, so what are the stages? One by one. Okay. Who have raised the hand? Huh? So what is the first stage? Pre-pubescent stage. So, and that is also known as what? Maturing stage. Okay. So, what happens during that period? What happens during that period? Yes. Okay. The transformation is taking place, but it is not yet complete. Okay. The reproductive function organs are not yet. The development is not yet complete. Okay. Then second is the pubescent stage. Okay. So that is known as what? Mature stage. Okay. So what happens during that stage? Okay. Then last is the post-pubescent stage. So, and that is known as what? Mature stage, where the reproductive organs are now ready to function. Okay. So it is what? Pre-pubescent, maturing stage, then pubescent, mature stage, and the last is the post-pubescent, that is the mature stage. Okay, so we know that puberty, though it is a short period during the lifespan of one's life, okay, but it is divided into three stages. Okay, then we say that it is a time of rapid growth and change. So during that period, there are rapid growth and change. Okay, and so there are changes in the attitudes and behavior that we have already spoken. Okay, then next is it is a negative phase that we have already discussed. Okay, and puberty occurs at variable period. No two children will reach puberty at the same age. Okay, so it varies from individual to individual. Okay, so it may vary from 5 or 6 years to 19 years. Okay, so that is the variation. So these were the characteristics of puberty. Okay, now you have already given the definition of puberty. Okay, so that we already know. Okay, now what was the criteria of sexual maturing? Do you remember? See, in the boys, people used to believe that with nocturnal emission or the wet dreams that the boy used to get at night. Okay, and in case of girls, it was a menstrual flow. Okay, when we say that it is the criteria of sexual maturing, but the more scientific criteria was what? কি আছিলে বাৰু ক্ৰাইটেৰিয়াটো মনত আছেনে কাৰোবাৰ? The criteria of sexual maturing, which we can depend. It is the dependable criteria of sexual maturing. No? কি আছিলে বাৰু? X-rays, মনত আছে? X-rays of what? Of bones of hands and knees. The long bones of the hands and knees. Okay, the X-ray was taken. Okay, and it was taken at different times during the pre-adolescent growth spurt. Okay, and then what they used to say that they can tell you, okay, or they can find out that at what, or they can determine, okay, at what age the child have reached puberty. Okay, and what is the rate of pubertal changes which are taking place. Okay, so that is the dependable criteria. So if you are being asked, okay, what is the dependable criteria for sexual maturing? Okay, so what will be your answer? The answer will be your X-rays of the long bones of hands and knees, which are taken at different times during the pre-adolescent growth spurt. Okay, and through that X-rays we can determine, okay, the age of sexual maturing and what is the rate of sexual maturing which is taking place. Okay, that also we can determined through these X-rays. Okay, so now let us see. If we see now, in order to find out, okay, at what age the child have reached pubertal changes, or at what age the age of sexual maturing, in order to determine that, okay, what they have done. Okay, many studies have been carried out. Okay, many studies have been carried out on children who belong to different race, different cultures. Okay, and it was found that in each culture, in every culture, okay, there is variable. As we have seen, no, one of the characteristic of puberty is what? Puberty occurs at variable period. Okay, so it was being found, extensive studies were being carried out. Okay, and it was found that the child reaches the age of sexual maturing at different ages. Okay, at different ages. So now what may be the factors of sexual maturing? So can you identify the factors? Can you name some factors which are responsible for the age of sexual maturing? First is heredity. That is the age of maturing. Okay, it runs in the family. So suppose you did anybody like asked your mother, suppose you ask your mother, okay, at what age she have reached sexual maturing, or when she got her first menstruation, okay, then you will come to know the daughters also, they reach, okay, or they get the first menstruation, okay, average age is same like the mother. If you ask your mother, okay, if you remember your age, okay, of attaining or getting your first menstruation, okay, then if you ask your mother also, then you will come to know. Okay, that means it runs in the family. Okay, it runs in the family. That is, mothers and daughters, okay, they have it more or less at the same time. Then intelligence. Second factor is intelligence. Okay, so children who have superior intelligence, okay, who have superior intelligence, they achieve sexual maturity earlier as compared to the average adolescents. Okay, then comes health. Good health, okay, say maybe due to good prenatal and postnatal care that the child have received. Okay, due to those conditions also the children, they achieve sexual maturing at an earlier stage. Then nutrition. Those children who were fed, okay, the diet was mostly carbohydrates, say suppose, okay, they are late maturers. Okay, but the children whose food, okay, whose food had contained more protein, who had more protein rich food, okay, they reach sexual maturing early. Okay, as they are the early maturers as compared to the carbohydrate rich diet children. Then comes family socio-economic status. Okay, so the better is the socio-economic status, then better will be the environment. Okay, the children will be provided with better food, okay, better opportunities. Okay, so as a result, those children, they reach maturity earlier. Then body size. So the children who are taller and fatter, okay, then the age mates, they reach sexual maturing early. Okay, then body build. So children whose body build is mesomorphic, okay, or sorry, the body build, if the girls, say suppose they have feminine type of bodies, okay, broad hips, short legs, they tend to be early maturers. Okay, so these are some of the factors which influences the sexual maturing. Okay, so this is given in the box in the book. Okay, so you can go through. Intelligence etia hebilak paise sake aru kunba studies etia ami sabole, then we have to go through some studies also, no, in order to find out. Maybe they have found out children who have superior intelligence, they reach, so that is being given, or that in order to prove, then again you have to go do some research. So now see, now with the bodily changes, okay, we have seen, okay, there are changes in the attitudes, in the behavior, etc. Okay, so the children, okay, what will be the body development? It will differ from one child to the other. Okay, so accordingly the body pattern will take the shape. Okay, so that is then what is the time needed for maturing? Do you remember? I think I have spoken in the last semester also. Time taken for maturing, sexual maturing. Approximately how many years? 2 to 4 years. First 2 years, and why it is necessary? First 2 years, ki hoy, what type of development? The reproductive organs are developing, okay, and once they have completed, okay, then again it will take 2 more years. Okay, so that means in the average, how many years? From 2 to 4 years are necessary for sexual maturing. Okay, so if we are being asked, say suppose if we are being given the fill up the gap, so what you will write? From 2 to 4 years. Okay.
Body size or body build का रहेगा?
हाँ.
ऐसे factors affecting sexual maturity, body size or body build? हम लोग सीमित हो सकते हैं.
Body build too.
Size again build.
There are 3 types of body build, no? Hey Kita, are you clear now?
Yes.
Okay. So now, if we say now, what are the causes of pubertal changes? Okay. So, what may be the causes for pubertal changes? What may be the causes? Okay. What leads to the changes? Roll of gonads. Okay. Okay. Any other? See, for centuries what happened? The exact cause was not known. Okay, what was the exact cause of the sexual maturing, okay, or the pubertal changes, puberty changes was not known. Okay, and what people used to say that Aristotle, again the name of Aristotle comes here. Aristotle, he believed that boys' physical changes, okay, he believed that the boys' physical changes, okay, it was dependent upon the activity of the testes, because when it was castrated, okay, the boys, okay, the voice remains the same. Castrated means, I hope you understand. What do you mean by castrated? Castrated. Castrated.
Castrated when like menopause. Changes are removed.
Yes, that is, okay. So what Aristotle believed, okay, in case of boys, okay, in case of boys, he believed that it was the role of the testes which have caused the physical changes, okay, because when the testes was castrated, okay, that is their voices remain high pitched, okay, voice did not change, okay, and that is the voice change, and the pubertal hair did not appear. That means the secondary sex characteristics had not taken place. So that was the belief which was put forward by Aristotle, okay. So now, and the people, they used to know that bodily changes, the boys and small boys and girls, they undergo the changes, but they were not sure as to what was the cause of these changes. Okay, what was the cause? That was not known to them, but they knew that the young boys and girls had undergone some changes. Okay, so now, and that answer was what? The endocrinologist, okay, they have found the role of what? The pituitary gland. What they have found, that there is a close connection between the pituitary gland, okay, which is located where? The pituitary gland, located at the base of the brain. Okay, there is a close connection between what? Between the pituitary glands, okay, and the gonads or the sex glands, okay, which causes the pubertal changes. And who have found out? The endocrinologists. They have done extensive research. Okay, they have done extensive studies or research, okay, and they have found out that there is a close connection between the pituitary gland and the gonads or the sex organs, okay. So these were the causes of the pubertal changes, okay. So now let us see the role of the pituitary gland. So what does it produce? The anterior lobe of the pituitary gland produces two hormones. What were the hormones? Growth hormone, okay, which is responsible for what? For the growth of the limbs, especially, okay. And the second hormone was gonad stimulating, or we say that gonadotropic hormone, okay. So you have the notes, okay, so I am not writing. Now what initiates puberty? Okay, what initiates puberty? Okay, there is a combination of two conditions. Ki condition kita asle monot ase na baru? Condition kita monot ase na baru? And so these were the two hormones, okay, which is being produced by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, okay. So growth hormone is responsible for what? For the growth, the individual growth, especially the limbs, okay. And second to ki kolu, growth stimulating hormone or the gonadotropic hormone. Now what initiates puberty? Okay, so there are two conditions, okay, which initiates puberty. First is the gradual increase in the gonad stimulating hormone. Okay, there is a gradual increase in the what? The gonad stimulating hormone, okay. Or secondly what? The gonads become more sensitive to this hormone. So these are the two conditions. Ki kolu? Prothom condition to ki kolu? The gradual increase in the gonad stimulating hormone. Okay, that is the first condition which initiates puberty, okay. Then second, what I said, gonads becoming more sensitive to the hormone. Once it is produced, okay, once this gonads, the stimulating hormone is being produced, the gradual increase takes place, and secondly what happens, these gonads, they become very much sensitive to this hormone. So these are the two conditions which initiates puberty. So if you are being asked, what are the two conditions which initiates puberty? So this will be your answer. Are you all clear? Okay. Now, what is the role of gonads? So as you all know, female gonads are known as what? Female gonads are known as what? Female gonads are known as what? Female gonads? Ovaries. And male? The testes, okay? So, now if we see the role of gonads, okay, then we see that the female gonads, which are called as ovaries, okay, and the male gonads are known as the testes. Now what is the primary function of the ovaries? What is the function of the ovaries? What is the function of ovaries? If you remember conception, okay, in your lifespan course, okay, so what is the function of the ovaries? It produces what? It produces eggs, or it produces the germ cells which are known as the ova. Okay, ova. Okay, and why it is necessary? Why the production of ova is necessary? For the continuation of the race. Otherwise, how our race will continue? Okay, so for the continuation of the race, this ova have to be produced by the ovaries. Okay, then there are also other changes which takes place. Okay, the changes are especially in the reproductive organs. Okay, so there is development of the uterus. Okay, then what all development takes place? Uterus, then fallopian tube, then and vagina. So accompanying, okay, now what are the occurrence of other changes in the reproductive organs? Those are what? Development of the uterus, then the fallopian tubes and the vagina. Okay, and along with this it accompanies the cyclic menstrual flow or the menstrual bleeding or the menstruation. Okay, so function of the testes. The testes performs double function. The testes, they perform two functions. Okay, so first, what is the function of the testes? They produce what? Spermatozoa or sex cells which are needed for reproduction. So that is the one function, okay, of the testes. Okay, then secondly, it produces one or more hormone that control the physical and psychological adjustment which is necessary in carrying the reproductive function. What is the function? So what are the dual functions of testes? Prothom to ki kolo? It produces spermatozoa for the which is needed for reproduction. Okay, then what is the second condition or second function? It produces what? One or more hormone. Okay, why it is necessary? Because it controls the physical and psychological adjustments which are necessary in the reproductive function. Okay, so those are the two dual functions which are being performed by the testes. Okay, so objective type tumalko jodi khudha hoy, what are the dual function of the testes? So this will be your answer. So accordingly, if you write in your notebook, okay, then it will become clear for you, okay, for answering the question. Okay, so that means the dual function of the testes or the double function of the testes. Okay, so are you all clear till now? Yes or no? Okay. Now what are the physical adjustments that they have to make? The physical adjustments are development of the secondary sex characteristics. Physical adjustment ki kini koribo lagibo? Development of the secondary sex characteristics, development of the testes themselves. Okay, then prostate gland, the seminal vesicles, and the penis. So the physical adjustment that the testes have to perform, it is the development of the secondary sex characteristics. Okay, the development of the testes themselves, then the development of prostate gland, the seminal vesicles and the penis. Okay, now when we say, okay, that about this hormone, okay, so we know that suppose this glandular hormone is not produced in enough quantity, then what will happen? If it is not produced, this hormone, if it is not produced in sufficient quantity, See, the first main thing is that for the proper growth and development, for the proper changes, okay, these hormone must be produced at the right time, and also in a sufficient quantity. Okay, so suppose it is produced less, okay, if the production is not adequate, then what may be the result? What may happen? কি হ'ব পাৰে বাৰু? If there is inadequate supply of gonadal hormone, okay, what may be the this thing effect? Have you come across some children who have been delayed, who have reached puberty at a later period? There is delay in puberty. Okay, suppose the hormone, this gonadal hormone is not produced in sufficient quantity, okay, then it will delay puberty, okay, and it will also prevent the normal development of the sex organs and the secondary sex characteristics. So it must be produced in sufficient amount at the right time, okay, and if it is not produced in sufficient quantity, what may be the result? It will delay puberty, okay, then the development of sex characteristics, secondary sex characteristics will not take place properly, okay, and development of the sex organs. And in case of girls, the secondary sex characteristics are normal, but the uterus is smaller in size. Okay, the girls, okay, they may reach puberty at a later period, okay, they will reach puberty, they'll reach at a later period, but the uterus, the size of the uterus is too small, okay, or we can say it is underdeveloped, okay. Then girls, they tend to be masculine in looks and ways. Those girls whose puberty has been delayed, okay, what is the characteristic, the physical characteristic? They look masculine in the looks, okay. So these are the, if the puberty is being delayed, if the this hormone is not produced at the right amount, this may be the effect on the boys and girls, okay. And whereas if it is excessive supply, what may be the result? See, we have seen where the supply is inadequate, okay, and now if we say the excessive supply, if it is supplied in more quantity, then what may be the result? তেতিয়াও তো ইফেক্টটো হ'ব, অকল যে কম হ'লে যে ইফেক্টটো হ'ব সেইটো নহয়, বেছি হ'লেও তাৰ ইফেক্ট এটা হ'ব, ইনফ্লুয়েন্স এটা পৰিব, okay. So what may be the influence? There may be the accelerated puberty precox. Have you seen some whose growth takes place very ঘপককে যেনিবা ওখ ডাঙৰ হৈ যায়, ওকে, ঘপককে এটা দেখিবলৈ মানে ডাঙৰ মানুহৰ নিচিনা লাগি যাব, ওকে. So that in those cases, okay, the supply is more, okay, and it affects the gonads also, okay, it affects the gonads, okay, and the individual becomes matured very soon if it is supplied in more quantity, okay. So that means the effect is both ways, okay. Even if it is supplied in less quantity, then also it affects the body, okay, and if it is supplied in less quantity, then also there is the influence on our body, okay. So we'll stop here today.